College will open new paths for you, is what my mom had always said.
Hi guys, today we're playing Twofold game. I did a bit of a big pause there after, well, this person said the college will open new paths for you. I thought that she will say something afterwards, but, well, she never did, so that's why there was such a random pause. Okay, so
I took those words to heart, despite my usual cynicism.
So I have to keep pressing space or left mouse
Even
button.
as my high school friends drifted away from me over the years, and the stresses of moving out and living a lone mountain, I continue to believe in them.
Oh, right click to return to the game, okay.
Then came today. The meeting with the advisor was never going to go well. Academic probation isn't a term thrown around in good circumstances. Even with all that, a 1.2 GPA was a surprise. 5 whole credits. After cruising through school before college, it feels like a bad joke when I repeat his coldly delivered words in my head. My heart sinking. I finally closed the door behind me. A chapter of my life closes with it.
Walking by the bike, propped up against the wall, I shiver from the chill of fall running through my apartment. The practically non-existent insulation does little to keep the cold out, nor the noise. Without a roommate to share the space with, there's a little to hear but the occasional passing traffic. I hardly mind. Solitude is more comfortable anyway. Unfortunately for me, that same silence makes me focus all the more on my failure. Upon reaching the living room, I simply stop. It's not like this should be out of left field. I would have stopped checking my grades on the school website, knowing full well that the hours eaten up by work would take their toll. Between working late and studying early, it is all I could do not fall asleep during lectures. Denial. That is all it was. Now, it has caught up to me, and I have no real way out. What do I do now? For all I have tried to avoid burdening my mom, neither of us could possibly afford another semester or so of college if I failed out. I shuffle to the kitchen counter and grab a glass of water to calm my nerves. With little else available to distract myself from what I should be doing, I step over to the fern on the sill and slowly drizzle the pebbles around it with water. I am surprised it is still alive after all this time, having bought it when I moved here. Managed to take care of a plant. Feels like a bad consolation prize, given everything else I have messed up. All I can do is sigh and appreciate the chance to wind down a little by caring for the thing. With the soil darkened and leaves shining from the droplets of water, I put down the glass and fall back onto the couch. Might as well get this over with. I fish the phone from my pocket and navigate to my mom in the contacts list. Then I press the call button. Anxious seconds go by as it rings before she finally picks up.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Olive. How's it going?
I just got back from talking to my advisor.
What did he say?
Her cheery tone drops a little. She must have heard the defeat in my own voice.
I have a 1.2 GPA. Only 5 credits.
I feel like I am deflating as I sink further into my couch. I thought I would be it would be scared. I thought I would be scared or frustrated at how bad this is, but that is worn off and I become a dull emptiness.
Oh, honey.
The last tone of voice I wanted to hear was that sweet, concerned voice. It had been so much easier if she just yelled at me, a sentiment I have thought more than once.
It's okay. This doesn't mean the end. I know someone as smart as my Ollie can find a way.
If I pulled off a decent GPA and passed all my classes and managed full credits for them, I'd still end up short. He did try to give me some options, but
See, there you go.
I don't know if they'll do any good, Mom. It's an intro art class and a creative writing class. He even said they're basically filler.
It sounds like it's something you should try, don't you think? You could easily tackle either of those.
I've never been good at that kind of stuff. You know that.
You can only give your best shot. I think that's more than enough. You've been through harder trials in your life, and you've overcome those, and you're so much stronger for it. What this means is that there's hope.
Hope. I really wish I could believe her on that one. This is one hell of a long shot. I did fine in topics like science and math back in high school, but I have never had an inkling of creativity. The arts scene is also the last place I would want to be anywhere near. Passing one of the two courses should give me barely enough credits to pass. Barely understates things. Then again, a pass is a pass, and skipping a semester isn't an option financially. Mom would doubtlessly do her best to help cover the costs, a fact that puts a knot on my stomach. All this is just trying to rationalize one simple fact: she's right.
I'll do my best. Sorry for putting you through this.
Honey, you don't need to apologize. I know there's a lot going on. I know you're doing what you can. You always have me on your side. Your advisor wants you to succeed too. That's why he gave you this option. I know you can do this. I'll see you at work in a couple of days. We can talk about this more there, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but try not to stress yourself out too much about all this. Maybe you can make yourself something to take your mind off things. It's nearly dinner time after all, so make something nice for yourself.
It's a better solution than drowning my worries in some greasy fast food, as much as I would love to take the easy way out of any additional responsibilities tonight.
Alright. I'll try. See you.
Bye, Olive. I love you. Just remember that tomorrow's another day.
Love you too.
With that, the line goes dead. The big moment is over. I rest the phone on the coffee table before me. Starting tomorrow, I have all of 1 week to decide on one of the two classes. A class that will decide whether I get a college education or stay stuck in this rut for probably the rest of my life. All I have to do is pass an art or English class to do it. As the silence of the apartment starts gnawing at the back of my mind, I decide to get up and start preparing that dinner to distract myself. Prologue by a thread. The next day. Today marks the beginning of the experiment. The drop period for classes ends next week. And so, at my advisor's suggestion, I have signed up for both, the art and English lessons. The plan is to sit on both, decide which is best for me, and drop the other. I only need one to survive, and I would rather not stuff my already full schedule any more than I have to. So here, I am sitting in art class. I have gone back and forth on this all day. oscillating between I don't have an ounce of creativity, there is no way I can do this, and it's just drawing, right? Could it be so hard?
And from there, we will cover the Futurist movement, which after its founding in 1909...
I think I have settled on there's no way for now. Try as I might to take proper notes, I have no idea what I'm writing down.
Psst.
A movement in the corner of my eye and a small chirpy voice beside me aren't helping.
Hey, hey.
The thing in my peripheral vision is shoved further into view. Glancing over shows it to be an open notebook, which I try to tune out. The notebook slides back and forth in response, tapping on my own book as I try to write. Grimacing only spurs them on. Now, sure that they have my attention, what do they want from me? I lightly slap my hand down on the paper, stopping their movements. Far from being discouraged, the culprit beams back at me as I glance over. Cast against the window behind her, the girl smiles cheerfully. The two of us couldn't look more different as I stare wearily at her, the sun behind her paling in comparison to her own bright nature. She gives me a thumbs up of encouragement, earning a bemused, furrowed brow. I might as well humor her at this point. I raised my tired eyes back to the outer, only for her to resume her thumbs up pose. Is she genuinely interested in helping or just making fun of me? Hey, you look pretty lost. Are you doing okay? You need some help? That's from the notebook. Just trying to focus. Would it be too rude to add that she's only making it harder? I decide against it and slide it back. Yeah, I know it's hard. This guy teaches it's so boring. But listen, I know all about this stuff. I can help you if you want. I look at my syllabus on my desk in front of me, full of names and terms and concepts I know nothing about. This class isn't just drawing at all, it covers everything from art history to social movements. My heart sinks at the sheer breadth of knowledge that will be needed. The professor's droning lecture is soon lost on me as my attention wanders to her notebook. Though she's dedicated the full page to this conversation, I can make out various notes about art bleeding through the back of the page, even if the handwriting is hard to decipher. My eyes drifting further, I notice another book sitting on her desk. An open sketchbook this time. Its pages covered with drawings of this and that. That's in addition to the doodles and the notes she's been passing me. Okay, sure. This class must be perfect for someone like her.
Yes!
Upon reading my note, she suddenly shouts aloud in excitement. All I can do is freeze as the attention of the entire class, including the professor, is instantly drawn to her.
Yes. Caprice. Is there something you need?
His pronounced sight makes it all too obvious that he knows this particular student altogether too well.
Just excited and ready to learn. Is there something you need?
I need you to stay quiet while I'm talking, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
She gives an exaggerated salute, which seems to satisfy him. There are a few quiet giggles around the class, not that she seems to care. She turns and sees me watching, which prompts her to give yet another thumbs up. And after a moment, scribbling to give yet another note in the corner of her page, let's talk after class. I know just how to help you. I'm Caprice, by the way. She signs a note, though I already caught her name from the professor saying it. Thanks, I'm Olive. I figure I might as well reply what last time. I have no idea the kind of person I have just agreed to talk to. Is she normally the type to pass notes and shout out during class? The last time I remember communicating like this is elementary school. The rest of the class goes by uneventfully for better or worse. I try my best to take notes and follow along, but by the end, the professor's ramblings and tangents end up overwhelming me.
Olive!
Before I can even leave the classroom, I'm accosted by my new acquaintance. I had planned on waiting for her outside the door.
Olive, right? Olive!
That's right.
I'm Caprice. Nice to finally talk.
She extends a hand, which I take. Her shake is surprisingly firm and fast, my arm being yanked around by the slight figure before me.
Yeah, so...
So, listen. I'm the president of the art club here on campus.
Oh,
Well, not the art club, but one of the art clubs. The better one. Forget about that other one. In fact, forget I mentioned it. There's only one art club, and it's mine.
oh no.
And you see, we're looking for members. Any level of skill will do. The best way to learn art is to work alongside your peers.
Hey.
So if you're looking for help, there's really no better way than to join our art club. We're all pretty much good artists who can definitely teach you anything you need to know. I can even offer you personal lessons. That's a generous offer from the club president, you know.
I have to stop this. I'm not looking for a club or anything like this.
Thank you. But I think I'll pass.
Oh no.
She retreats a step back, hands clasped together.
I came on too strong. I'm sorry. Don't worry about all that stuff I said. I do think we could help you, though.
I appreciate the offer. Really. But I just don't think...
I'm not asking you to join. Just maybe come by sometime. Oh, I know. I'll set up a club meeting for you to scope out. I'll let the others know to expect you once we can decide on a date. No strings attached. I think you'd fit right in.
I can already tell she won't relent until I give in. I sighed. She's not going to let me go until I offer some kind of a compromise.
Okay, sure. I'll give it some thought.
Awesome! Trust me, it'll be great. Anyway, I gotta go. See you around, Olive!
She pats me on the shoulder and runs out, leaving me in her dust. If I don't go, she will definitely confront me about it. Next class. I'm not looking for a club to join though, and I would rather not deal with someone so high energy. Maybe just sitting in one to heart. I will worry about this later. I'll get places to get to as well. The next day. The afternoon shift at the dinner has proven to be a slow one, much to my relief. With mom off for the day and the rest of the staff otherwise unavailable, I find myself idly flipping through my art textbook at an empty booth. The contents are overwhelming compared to what I expected from a class like this, and I have to constantly remind myself that courses like this typically rely on participation and efforts more than anything. Still hard to not stress about it as my eyes glaze over foreign terms and information though. The small chime on the bell pulls me out of my trance as a customer sneaks through the door without me noticing. I bounce to my feet to greet her, trying my best to hide how off guard I felt.
Hey, welcome to the Bell House. Party at 1?
I go to retrieve a menu for the moment as she turns to meet me.
3, actually. My roommates should be in shortly. They're just wrapping up a conversation out in the car.
Got it. Booth it is then. Right this way.
Sorry, I was yawning. I take a few steps further into the dinner, ready to lead her to a spot near the back. I only make it a couple feet before a voice interrupts my train of thought.
Hey Millie, catch!
She turns back around towards the entrance of the dinner, handily catching a small catering stand flying towards her. It takes a moment to get my eyes on the picture. A woman in orange and yellow seems to be the culprit, and behind her... Oh no. There's no other way to rationalize this other than some sort of divine level prank as the leader of the art club from yesterday is the last to enter the tiny space. Much to my despair, she seems to recognize me as quickly as I recognize her.
Ah, it's you!
It's me.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh, right. Haley, Millie, meet the newest art club member. Olive, I'm pretty sure their name was.
Pleased to meet you, Olive.
Her smile looks sincere, which makes the short pause beforehand even more concerning.
She got you roped into this without even having your name down yet?
She got it right on her first go, at least. I'm not in the club yet, though. Just testing the waters.
It's only a matter of time.
Uh-huh. Anyway...
Wanting nothing more than to be done with this interaction, I spin myself around and start making my way to the back of the diner, beckoning them to follow. It is hard not to notice Millie glance at the textbook I had left out as the trio passed it by. The three shuffle in, Caprice and Millie on the opposite sides, Haley opting to follow in after Millie. After I pass them their menus and pretend to look busy by wiping down a nearby table, the three make idle chatter as they talk about our offerings. I would like to say I wasn't eavesdropping, but the truth is simply that they don't end up saying anything interesting. It's not long before they settle on their orders: loaded fries for Caprice, a chicken sandwich for Millie, and a breakfast platter for Haley. The latter is a bit annoying to prep at this hour, but it's nothing I'm not used at this point. I carefully sit each plate in front of its intended recipient. The fries give me a bit of a scare with a near spill, but Caprice helps save the dish in the nick of time.
Enjoy. Just speak up if you need anything else.
It smells great. Thank you.
With a small wave, I leave them to their meals, taking my seat back at my textbook, a couple booths over. My eyes continue to glaze over the writings and images. The entire book is nothing but a jumbled mess to me. Its more logical approach to the arts contradicting the hands-on approach of the class. To relieve the strain from my eyes, I occasionally glance up at the dinner's current guests. Millie's quick to steal a fry or two, with Caprice matching her roommate's sieving by taking a fork full of hash browns from Haley's plate. The laughter and back and forth you would expect from stuff like this is more subdued than you would expect, but they seem to be enjoying themselves. And then Haley spots me. I try to avert my eyes back down to my book to feign ignorance, but it's too little too late.
Hey, whatever your name was.
Olive. Hi.
Sure, let's go with that.
With Millie glancing over Caprice's shoulder and Caprice's head spun around, it looks like I'm not getting out of this. With a resigned sigh, I stand up and approach their booth again.
Don't suppose this is just you asking for a refill?
Haley seems to consider it for a moment, glancing down her half-empty cup before deciding against it.
Maybe in a bit. Just figured you wanted to chat with you staring longingly at us like that.
Caprice and Millie share a glance. Internally, I cringe. Thanks for wording it precisely like that, Haley. I have known you for approximately 5 minutes and I already feel like hiding away forever.
Sorry, that textbook was giving me a headache and there's not much else to look at in here.
Studying at work is impressive, though. You must really be invested in the art class already, huh?
Not at all, sorry to say. I've actually got another class tomorrow as a backup plan, in case the art one doesn't work out.
Oh, really? What kind of class, if you don't mind me asking?
Huh? Just intro to creative writing. Some small filler thing.
What?
Caprice slams both her hands on the table in shock, her head quickly turning between Millie and I. Her reaction, combined with a sudden grin for Millie, has me in an indescribable level of terrified.
Well, today's just full of coincidences. I happen to be the leader of the writing club on campus. We have our first meeting of the semester tomorrow afternoon if you're interested.
She retrieves her wallet, pulls out a small business card and scribbles a room number and time on the bag before passing it over to me.
If the art club doesn't work out for you, I'd be more than happy to help however I can with your writing course.
Wait. Olive, the writing class is going to be a real challenge. If we're thinking of the same one, Millie took it last semester, and I swear I saw her writing 8-page papers every other week.
I had already been nervous about how tomorrow was going to go, and that definitely doesn't help matters.
You're exaggerating. Besides, that textbook Olive was poring over didn't look like much of a pleasant experience either.
I can't argue that point.
I can! I've had the same professor in another class. We'll hardly ever use the book. Either way, a little bit of studying and some doodling is a heck of a lot easier than what you went through.
Says the woman spending days at a time stressing about inspiration and color composition.
Caprice glares staggers into what I had assumed to be her friend. A far cry from her smile yesterday. Millie pretends not to notice, going back to her sandwich after I took the card away in my back pocket. I turned to Haley looking for some kind of explanation. I met with a raised glass and the half-melted ice clanking against it as she shakes it around.
Lemon lime. Thanks.
Coming right up.
Okay, so it's the next day, I guess, and I'll end the episode here. Thank you, and bye.